Tonight, we're talking about overcoming adversity through the power of hope and resilience. America's Hope starts now. From the NTD Global Headquarters in New York, I'm Kelly Wright, and this is America's Hope. Good evening. Thank you for joining us this hour. We do hope that wherever you are, that you're safe and well, taking care of yourself and your family because you matter. Something that matters to so many people is finding resilience and hope and the ability to overcome adversity. And that's our focus tonight, overcoming adversity through the power of hope and resilience. At the age of 16, our first guest was faced with a real dilemma that even adults would find difficult to handle. Dr. Rhonda M. will join us tonight to share how she overcame grief and mental health challenges through faith, hope, and resilience. Then later, Crystal Berger joins us to discuss how she overcame challenges and setbacks in order to develop her own business designed to help people everywhere excel. Let's get started. Welcome back to America's Hope. My next guest is Dr. Rhonda M. She is the executive officer of RMW Global, and Rhonda is also an international best-selling author and international speaker, as well as someone who, since the age of 16, as I understand, Rhonda, has been quite concerned about the mental health of Americans and people everywhere. So you have actually designed your program to reach out to people from all spectrums of life, all walks of life, to assist them in getting better mental health care. Rhonda, thanks for being on today's program.
Thank you so much for having me, Kelly. It's an honor to be here.
Well, it's an honor to have you. Talk to me about how you grew up and how at the age of 16, what sparked your interest in making sure that people would take note of mental health problems that they may or may not have. They may see it in someone else.
Sure, absolutely. So thanks again for having me on the show. I grew up in Prince George's County, Maryland, and at the age of 16, my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I made the very brave and bold decision to actually raise my 3 siblings, not 1, not 2, but 3 siblings. Wow. And the reason why I did that is because I felt like we all were going through the same difficult challenge in life. We were about to lose our mom. Our mom was terminally ill. And so when she passed away, I was raising 3 siblings, and I realized we needed grief counseling, we needed resources, we needed the support of one another, we needed a way to deal with that traumatic experience that we had just gone through, and then the repercussions from that, whether it was anxiety, depression, the post-traumatic stress, and things of that nature. And at that young age, I realized, wow, this is something that I could not only help my family members with, but help other people who are going through similar situations.
That is such a difficult task for a 16-year-old to take on. Before I get into how you helped in terms of mentoring and counseling and providing for your siblings, let me first go deeper into that relationship you shared with your mother prior to her transition, to her death, prior to her being diagnosed with terminal breast cancer. What was life like for you and Mom?
Right. So my mom and I, we were really close. My mother had also become a mother of my siblings at a young age. And so she had always instilled in me, make sure you look after your younger siblings. One of my siblings was actually born deaf. And had developmental disabilities. So I was kind of always her big support. And so my mother and I, we were really close. She taught me a lot. I also realized that there was a difference in our generations in terms of how we handled stress and mental health symptoms. So I realized there were more resources available for my generation than there was for her generation. And a big reason why is just because of the stigma. I think back then people just didn't talk about mental health very often, and certainly not enough. But definitely as my mom became ill, the transparency that we began to share, we started peeling back the layers, and I got to know my mother on a much deeper, closer, more personal basis. And we actually became closer as she became sicker.
You know, you're speaking to me, and I can feel that warmth that you and your mother shared, and you still have that warmth and affection for her. And I guess I wanted to go into that relationship between you and your mom, because it's really what has helped you become the woman you are today in reaching out to help your siblings and people that you come in contact with. It's so important that we focus on how the home is where the heart is, and if that's the case, what's in your heart? Something had to be in your heart in order to trigger that response that you had to, I've got to take care of these kids. They're my siblings.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
You know, and I wanted you to break that down for us, which you've done. So let's get back now to your mother has passed on. You've already provided care for your children, and you're dealing with them. I'm sorry, not your children, but your siblings, and you're dealing with them with grief counseling and everything else that goes into taking care of children. But you're 16. Where'd you find the resources
Absolutely.
to help?
Well, a big part of my resources came from my church, my home church. And so they were also there when my mom was ill, you know, when we knew that she was probably going to, you know, have a difficult time and ultimately lose this battle with breast cancer. So they were there providing support to her, providing support to me. Also, my community came to the rescue to help us out, my neighbors, family, friends. It was definitely a difficult time. We were all so young. Yeah. And my mom was definitely very active in the community. In addition to raising us, she also provided foster care to other children. So my mom just really had this heart for other people, for giving back. Even if we had little, she always felt that she could always give and provide and support. And even while she was sick, she still wanted to do for others. And so I think one of the things that I learned from her was just her heart to give and to serve and to help, and the support and to love. All of those things I believe I learned from her. And so even after she transitioned, I felt like I was still able to do those things because of what she taught me, do those things through her, for my siblings and also for the community as well.
Hi, everybody. I hope you're enjoying this episode so far of America's Hope. If you'd like to see it in its entirety, just click on the link below. Thanks for watching.